on Canal English for another edition of the program, The Forum. Today we are receiving the founder and chief executive officer of a humanitarian organization or volunteering organization known as Noela Lyonga Foundation. What has brought or forced such a young lady to go into volunteer, and where is she working, or where is her focal points? These and many more are questions that we will be asking to our guest today. Her name, I repeat, is Noela Lyonga. Please do not go away. As I had announced at the introduction of this program today, our guest is a lady, young, but she has opted for volunteerism, if I may. These days it's difficult to see young people offer their lives to help others, but she has decided to do that. And she's a chief executive of a foundation called Noela Lyonga Foundation. And guess what? Her name is Noela Lyonga. Noela Lyonga, it's a pleasure to have you here today as guest.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm so happy to be here.
Really?
Yes, I am. I'm really happy to be here.
You know, sometimes it is generally said it is not that good, it's not that polite. I don't know the type of terms to use, that we should not ask the ages or the age of a woman, isn't it? There's no gallantry in it when you ask it, but you are so young.
Yes.
So I will spare you the question of your age.
Okay.
But apparently you are very young.
Yes, I am.
Now, what has made such a young, beautiful lady as you are to opt to go into this field of volunteerism?
Personally, I've been volunteering since 2011, and while doing that, I've met a lot of people who have impacted my lives in several ways. I call those networks, and these networks, I'm not thinking of losing them. And because of those networks, I have been able to connect with other bigger organizations because of the few people I could meet around me. And fortunately for me, I could win the Cameroon Women's Scholarship because of my voluntary experience since 2011. And because I had this scholarship, and during the interview, it's a scholarship given by the British High Commission. And during the interview, I was asked that why do you do all this work, development community work, while you're studying history? And I said, I just have a passion for helping people and inspiring people. And since then, after this scholarship, I decided to open an organization where other young people can go in to gain those networks I have. And not only the networks, but gaining skills and learning things that are seen in the field, so that they too can get bigger opportunities in the future.
Brilliant. You have said a lot of things, right? So maybe
Yes,
I don't
sir.
have more questions to ask.
No, you have to.
I certainly have questions to ask. Now, the question I wish to ask you is this. Now, first of all, you are studying history.
Yes.
Where are you studying history?
In the University of Boya.
University of Boya.
Yes, sir.
And the other question I would like to ask you is this. Who inspired you, or what made you to opt for volunteer, to do volunteerism, or to be a volunteer?
Okay, I will say that it is partly because of my background, because from where I grew up, it's like a ghetto, if I may call it like that.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Great Support, Street 2,
yes.
Campaign Street, Street 2.
And Great Support, Campaign Street. No,
Yes.
Street 2. Is it Campaign Street or Street 2?
Street 2 is in Campaign Street,
Yes.
so it's Campaign Street, Street 2.
And where is Great Support located in Cameroon?
In Boya, the southwest region of Cameroon.
Good. And you said you grew up in a ghetto.
Yes, because there where I live, we have youths who engage in a whole lot of, you might call them rascality, but something close to that, something similar to that.
And what do they do precisely? You can be a rascal, as you say, right? A ruffian, whatever you can say, headstrong.
Yes, headstrong. The ladies they have their own way of thinking.
How do the ladies think?
Like, for them, they don't really care about working
Yes.
or looking for jobs or investing in too much education, but they think about looking good and just living life.
And when you mean by, be very clear, right? When you say the ladies things like just looking good, okay?
Yes.
And when you think by looking good, is it bad to look good?
No,
You
it's
look
good to look good,
Good.
but just focusing entirely, like your whole life is on wearing nice dresses, nice shoes, looking beautiful all the time, without doing anything
Yes.
for the future.
Are you trying to be economical in the way you want, in what you want to say? Say what you want to say. When the girls look good, what do they do after? They don't go to school, as you say. They don't like to go to school.
Yes.
They only want to look pretty.
Yes.
And after that,
Well, I really don't blame them for that. But
no, after that,
they do a lot of things around, which
What type of
might not be
thing?
morally correct.
like
and
what?
I, I don't think it's good to go right to the details for that.
Can I help you?
Yes, you can.
Are you trying to say some of them becomes going to prostitution?
Something similar to that.
Something
Yes.
similar to that.
Yes.
And okay, now those are the girls.
Yes.
How about the boys?
For the boys, likewise, there should obviously be a percentage of the good guys and the good girls in any area. But majority, most of them too, they just want to be around.
Are they into stealing, armed robbery, drug trafficking,
Some of them,
drug consumption,
Some of them are into stealing,
scamming?
yes.
Yes, because it
Some
seems
of
as
them.
if the new headquarters of scamming in West Africa is Goya.
Yes, but some of them are
Tell us,
into
because
that.
you have a young girl like you who comes from great support.
Yes.
Is it true that that's the headquarters of scamming? That
To an
children,
extent.
boys and girls just start thinking of being experts in computer or what you call digital technology simply because they want to scam?
To an extent, they know they are doing a business. of
Scamming business.
A scamming business. So you can't really fight them against that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think away from that, they don't entirely, like drinking in bars, in snacks, having fun is like a normal lifestyle for youth, majority of the youth over there.
Of great support.
Yes,
Or
around the area.
Greater Boya or
Yes.
great support in particular.
Let's say Boya generally, because it's a student zone. And
So, if I may, you have scamming, prostitution,
yes,
consumption of alcohol,
yes,
abusive consumption of alcohol,
yes,
and then other forms of criminality.
yes,
And that's where you come in right now.
yes.
And now tell us you yourself, how
Yeah.
did you survive? And then you never became, I'm sorry to say, you never
What?
became a scammer, you never
A
became a
prostitute?
prostitute,
Yes.
or involved any other criminal activities. Tell us, how did you do to come out from it?
Okay, after my advanced level, I just wanted to go abroad. So I was just having in mind that after this, I just have to go somewhere. I'm not supposed to be in Cameroon. But unfortunately for me, things didn't work out as I was expecting. And I had to go in for computer basics. And while doing computer basics, I learned how to use the computer, and I became a trainer of other trainees on the usage of computer, especially with regards to computer basics, Microsoft Word, Excel, and Publisher. And while I was doing this, most of the people around me, my age group, they might think, they usually tell me I'm too proud because I'm always thinking I'm outdoor, I don't want to interact with them. But actually, I was working in this place because I knew if I'm studying this computer, when I go abroad, I'll use the knowledge and make some money for myself.
Were you studying it to become a scammer yourself?
No.
Right.
So, no. I did just computer basics.
Basics, yes.
And it helped me. I became a trainer of
Okay.
other trainees.
Because you wanted to go abroad.
Yes.
Okay.
But things still didn't work out as I was expecting, and I had to become a full-time volunteer. I served as an administrative assistant to the organization. It was called CEDs, the Center for Economic Development. And CED usually does projects in far-off communities, inside the grassroots communities, like Kumba. We did a project there to provide water for the community. There was also the Soko Water project we ran around Boya. It targeted Sopo, Wukoko, and some other villages there. And while doing all that, I was actually volunteering because I was not really on a standby salary. And within that process, I met a lot of people and I learned a lot of things. And I was not aware that there were organizations that could sponsor projects in our country. But working there as a volunteer connected me to all those opportunities and made me have a wider view about the opportunities in my country. And I just had to wipe off the aspect of going out. And I was like, okay, I can make it here. If I really want to make it, I'm going to make it here.
Good. I want to stop you there. I'm sorry about that.
Okay.
Because you had all the opportunities, right?
Yes.
You saw that the salvation was not going abroad.
Yes.
And since then, you know, places like Boya, Kumba, Bamenda, or elsewhere in Cameroon, everybody thinks that it's good to expatriate, to leave Cameroon, right?
Yes.
Cameroon is hell and paradise is somewhere else.
Yes.
But now when you stayed back, did you try to influence them in telling them that, come on, going abroad is not the key, you can make it in Cameroon? Did you try to talk to them that way, or what happened?
Well, for the abroad part, that was at my early volunteerism experience time, doing that in 2011. But since I created the foundation in 2015, and we made it legal in 2016, the message we are preaching is young people are supposed to have skills and they are supposed to have networks, and they can best have that if they go and volunteer somewhere. And it is not about going out, like we put it in quotes, falling bush. Most of them, we want to go out, we want to fall bush for greener pastures. But it's not all about you just going there. Even if you want to go there, you need a skill. You need to have a talent in you, and you need to build it here, because you can't go there and start thinking of maybe getting a soft skill or getting a hard skill. You have to get them here. So that's the message we are giving to young people in the foundation.
The message you're giving to young students in the foundation. By the time we began this interview, you said somewhere that you had support from international organizations.
Yes.
And can we know which of those organizations helped you, and what was the nature of the support that they gave to the Noela Lyonga Foundation?
Okay, the British High Commission, I respect them so much.
Why?
They are I don't want to say they are the foundation of this foundation, but they gave me the push to think that I can legalize my organization and I can go further in my vision. And that's because I was given a scholarship of 1 million francs cash, and my school fees in the University of Boya is 50,000 francs. And I'm trying to be realistic. And while going to school, I'm a master's student and I have to do my research and all the other stuff. And I could not see myself using all of that for my master's program. So I had to use part of it to legalize this organization. And why not encourage other young people to also get this wonderful opportunity?
Let me ask you a question. The British Council, right? The British High Commissioner,
yes,
or the High Commission,
yes,
in Cameroon,
yes,
offered you a scholarship.
Yes.
And the scholarship was for your master's program.
Yes.
But you used the money
part of it, yes,
for your foundation,
to legalize
your foundation.
Yes.
And what was the reaction of the British High Commission?
They have been so pushful, like I said, during the launching, but I did not go to the British High Commission and tell and say, the 1 million you gave me, I'm using part to legalize my organization. No, I just had to remove a part of it and I legalized the organization. And then on the launching, on the day of the launching, I was so happy. They sent there was Miss Anne Chantal. She's a diplomat at the British High Commission, and she is more into youth affairs. So I was so happy she came for the launching in Boya. And also, when we did everything, our report and thank you materials, we had to forward to them. And they have been so helpful. Just having them, whenever they have trainings in Boya, like for instance, they had a Chevening dialogue in the University of Boya, and we had to prepare our volunteers to work within that Chevening dialogue. And I don't think if they have an event in Boya and they need human resource, they'll leave us out.
Good.
So
the other
it's
question
like
we should ask, besides the British High Commission, that was of help to the Lyonga, Noela Lyonga Foundation,
yes,
which other organization came in support?
Okay, I think the most prominent for international organizations with regards to the Noela Lyonga Foundation is the British High Commission. But for other national organizations, we've worked with, there's a startup company called Bunga Juice Bar. When this vision all started, it's just a startup. Bunga Juice. They do natural fruit juice.
And where are they located?
They are located in Boya. They have a startup here in Douala. And I'm thinking they shall be going to Western Africa soon. So
let me ask you, because Boya seems to be a place, an incubator, especially of the digital economy.
Yes.
Is Bunga related to something on digital technology?
Okay, Bunga Juice is just a natural fruit juice bar.
Okay.
But we also have another great company, Skylar Bars and Joku. Those two great, they are tech companies.
Oh, in Joku, I received him here.
Yes,
the young guy,
Joku, Churchill, yes.
Yes.
Churchill too, we've worked with Churchill. He has been so pushful to us. And also Skylar Bars, when we didn't think of getting online, but Skylar Bars is a startup company, likewise, a startup tech company. They brought the online vision to us, and they gave us the online presence for free. So they created a website for us. They are managing our online sites, and we really appreciate their works, likewise. They are really good.
Fantastic. Now let me ask you a question. You've spoken a lot, right?
Yes, sir.
Now tell us, what does the Noela Lyonga Foundation do precisely?
Okay, our main objectives are to promote volunteerism and inspire people. First, we have a hashtag, Inspire Someone, and we are out to inspire people. So our messages we preach, we do inspirational talks and trainings most often to inspire people. And volunteerism as another objective, we want to engage young people in working for skills, not going for money. Some people will sit and they'll complain that there are no jobs in Cameroon, but it is not you complaining, because that's what I tell our volunteers. If you have the skills and you are able to understand how you can manage those skills, you can start up something and you can employ other people. And most times we give the example of the Nigerians who go and get maybe a boy of 5-year-old, and they bring him, and the boy will be working in that shop and selling. They might think they are exploiting the little boy, but when he gets to about 20 or maybe 25, they give him something and he starts his own business, like, and he's so successful. But he's not just successful because they gave him the money. He knows how to call a customer. He knows how to keep a customer.
He has acquired the skills.
He has the skills already. But yeah, people don't want to go for skills. They think volunteerism is exploitation. But you going to get those skills can open doors, bigger doors for you. Maybe you might not want to start up your own business. You might say, okay, people want to start up businesses, organizations can go and learn so that they can start theirs. I want to look for a job, maybe with an international organization or a government institution. Then why don't you still go to that government institution and work as a volunteer? And maybe you will see an elderly person there. The person can share his story on how he succeeded. Even if you want to ride a NAM or a concours or something, they can advise you. Some people might minimize saying that I can work as a cleaner, but even a cleaner can learn from the bosses and tomorrow him or her can be a boss by getting the experience they will share with him or her.
Now tell me, when we were speaking informally, you told me of some experiences that you had at the not the University of Buea, but the prisons of Buea.
Yes.
The prison. What did you...
The Buea Central Prison.
The Buea Central Prison.
Yes, sir.
What did you or the foundation go there to do?
Okay, I actually got my first experience there was teaching as a history teacher under an organization called Operation Total Impact.
So teaching inmates?
Yes, teaching
You were teaching inmates at the Central Prison of Buea?
Yes.
Yeah.
And while going there, I wanted to create another impact. I wanted to make them not only feel like, okay, madam is coming. I wanted them to feel like we are all youths and together we can help each other. So I actually did the youth day in the prison in 2015, February 2015.
And how was it?
It was so wonderful and so amazing. Even though we had some cases, some people were not really ready.
Why were they not ready?
Okay, we went there, we had packages. My partner Bunga Juice provided a bag of rice, and then we have a startup company called Ecosekaria Bags. They gave us paper bags, and we had to package the rice in the bags, and we also bought a packet, I think 5 packs of Maggi, and we merged them in those bags. So we did not really go there with food, cooked food. We went there with raw stuffs. And the complaints we had was, madam, we are very hungry, we will not be able to march. We need to eat before we march.
Before marching.
So
now
most of them we had the complaints.
Yes, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Marching, were they marching in the prisons or out of the prisons?
In the prisons.
So they have their own youth day within the prison?
Yes, it was really a wonderful experience, and most times some people might think because you are in there, you are completely not a national of a country, but being in there is a place to help you get rehabilitated and to retransform your mind. So if we want to transform people's minds, it's not just about the punishment angle, but putting smiles on their faces once in a while keeps them going. It wasn't easy, but we're happy the divisional officer of Buea subdivision greatly supported us. He could not be there by himself, but he sent us a representative, and he even helped us with media coverage on
really?
Yes, he...
Now let me ask you another question, right? I saw you are so wonderful. You really like what you're doing.
Yes,
and
sir.
The other question is that you told me, I'm not trying to expose you here, right?
Yes.
But you told me that at a certain point in time, there was a kind of ghost town operation taking place in the prison.
Okay, we did a program this just of recent called the Inspire an Inmate Project, and we were targeting the minors, and we were hoping that the minors could have a rich transformation of their minds and they could start thinking of getting involved with voluntary activities. So we have one of the minors who brought up an idea that he can start up a business, and we asked for the startup capital. It wasn't that much, like 20,000 francs, of which we bought the stuffs. He wanted to do chicken business, frying chicken and selling inside the prison. So the first week when the stuffs were available and the startup capital, he was supposed to be providing a certain amount to us and get the rest for himself. But what we got for the first week, because there's ghost town and the strike in that part of Cameroon, he said things were not working, that there's ghost town, there's strike, and I was like, how come? He said there's no money, business cannot flourish, things are not working.
So the ghost town in West Cameroon, also the ghost town is also in the prisons.
It's affecting everywhere.
Everywhere. Okay, that's interesting. But now finally, let me ask you this question is, you are working currently in Buea. That's where I can think the epicenter of the Noela Lyonga Foundation.
Yes.
Do you have plans to go beyond Buea or beyond the FACO division, or you're just going to stay within the confines of the FACO division?
Okay, we have a project currently coming up in April, on the 25th of April to the 9th of June. And within this project, it's targeting FACO. Immediately we are done with FACO, we are moving to the next division. But for now, since we connect young people, not only to work in their field of expertise, but to also serve as, provide hospitality services during trainings, conferences, our volunteers in Yaoundé are currently working as providing hospitality services, but we are supposed to build the roots of them working in their field of expertise, like what those of Boya are already doing now. And from there, we are going to extend to the other divisions and other regions.
And finally, Ms. Noela Lyonga,
Yes.
the Chief Executive Officer of the Noela Lyonga Foundation. If you had a message to young girls like you, those in great support who will certainly know now that life is not about prostitution, or the young boys that is not about scamming or armed robbery or other criminal acts, what advice can you give to them?
I preach inspiration, I preach volunteerism. So all the young people watching me, I'm just a young girl also I've not made it yet. I'm still on the ladder. But if we can hold our hands together to go get the skills, get the networks, we can make it big time in the good way.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Noela Lyonga, who is the CEO and founder of the Noela Lyonga Foundation, based in Boya, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
It was a great pleasure having here. It is on that note that we are putting an end to our program, The Forum, today. But please do not go away. Stay tuned on programs on Canal English. But remember, when there's ghost town in West Cameroon, it's something I've heard today. The ghost towns also affects the prisons. Please do not go away. Stay tuned to programs on Canal English.